Kinesiology 557. We're doing our flexibility part of the final critical assignment here. We're going to be measuring our range of motion for the shoulder, elbow, hip, knee, and ankle. We're going to be doing the right side and the left side of our client, and then we'll be doing, who's Lauren Herrera, and then we'll be doing the sit and reach test. So first we're going to start off with the right side. We're going to be measuring her range of motion with her right shoulder. So we need to first find the top of the shoulder, which is a acromion process, but we need to do this with her arm extended over her head. So we're going to go all the way back down as far as you can to the floor. We're going to place the fulcrum here, which is the center point of the goniometer, the acromion process. The stationary arm here is going to go to the midline of the thorax. And then our other arm is going to go with the lateral epicondyle. And here that gives us our angle right here of 177. And that's the right shoulder. Pause. And now we're on to the elbow joint. I'll go ahead and have our client laying flat here with her face palm up. We're going to place the fulcrum. We're going to find the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. We're going to put that stationary arm lined with the acromion process. And she's going to go ahead and bend her arm up as far as you can. And we're going to line the other arm up here as far as you can back. Palm in. With the radial styloid process. And that'll give us an angle here of 143. That's our right elbow. Okay, now we're on to the hip joint for the right side. So for our client, we're going to go ahead and have her place her arm across her chest just so it's out of the way. Go ahead, we're going to find right outside her hip joint, we've got to find the greater trochanter. So go ahead and push on your hip there for it. Or you can use the other arm, sorry. Use this one first. Find that hip bone. Dig in there, you got it right there?
Yeah.
It's right outside. So right here is the greater trochanter. Go ahead and put your arm across you. That's where we're going to put our fulcrum. And we're going to go ahead and place our stationary arm, the lateral midline of the pelvis. You're going to go ahead and reach, bend your hip up as far as you can. We're placing the other arm with the lateral midline of the femur. And that'll give us our measurement of 122. Now we're going to move on to the knee. So for the knee, go ahead and extend your leg back down again. Now to make the knee easier here, we're going to go ahead and slide your knee, foot on the floor, bending your knee all the way back as far up as you can. Just slide it all the way back. Keep it a straight line, as far back as you can go. Place that fulcrum. Oh, sorry, I might have knee problems myself. Fulcrum's going to go on the epicondyle of the femur, which is right in the center point there. Our stationary is going to line up here with the greater trochanter of the femur. And then our arm that's going to give us our degrees is going to be lined up with the lateral malleolus of the fibula. So now it gives us our angle 125. Now for the ankle, we'll go ahead and bring a chair over and have you sit up on it. Okay, so I'm going to come on this side here. So let your feet hang there. So for the right ankle, We're going to go ahead and line the fulcrum up with the lateral malleolus. Keep your foot hanging down. Just right here outside the bone. Stationary arm is going to be lined up at the fibula head. And then we're going to line this piece parallel with the fifth metatarsal. So for dorsiflexion, which is going to be you extending your ankle up as high as you can. Let's start with that. Bend your toes up as high as you can. Make sure this is parallel. So for the dorsiflexion, we have a 10. Same thing for the plantar flexion. Plantar flexion, you're going to extend your foot all the way down as possible. For the plantar flexion, we have 7. Let's go ahead, since we already got it out there, we done the right side, let's go over to the sit and reach. You can take your other sock off if you want. Okay, so we're going to have the client line up. We already have our yardstick out here, which is, we have our starting point at 15, tape at 15 inches. Go ahead and put back, we're going to put your heels at the start of the tape. Back a little bit. Get your toes up, there you go. We have our feet spread about 10 to 12 inches apart. What you're going to do, take a deep breath. You're going to reach out with your hands one over another and reach down to the yardstick as far as you can. So you want to come close so we can get the reading here. So we're going to have one try at this, all right? Take a deep breath and reach and touch down. It's about 10 3/4. And that's our sit and reach. Okay, now we're going to be doing the left side of our client's joints here. We're going to start with the shoulder again, the left shoulder. Again, we're finding the acromion process, which is the top of the shoulder here. Go ahead and lift your arm over your head all the way back. Carry that over here. That's where we're going to place our fulcrum. We have the stationary arm with the lateral, the midline of the thorax. And the arm that's measuring is going to be with the lateral epicondyle. Right there. We have 174. Let me grab my pen. I left it on the desk. $174 for the left shoulder. I'm going to go ahead and do the left elbow. So, go ahead and turn palm up, lay down though. Again, we're going to place the fulcrum on the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. We're going to place the stationary arm. It's going to be lined here with the acromion process. And then go ahead and lift your arm up all the way back as far as you can. We're going to line the other arm up with the radial-styloid process. That's going to give us a 136. We're going to go ahead and move on to the hip. So for the hip, you're going to find your hip bone there. We're going to find the greater trochanter. The fulcrum is where we're going to place right here. Stationary arm is going to be lined up with the midline of the pelvis. Now go ahead and lift your hip up as high as possible. Lifting your hip up, knee out the floor. We're going to face our other arm here at the midline of the femur. That gives us the 104 for the left hip. We're going to go ahead and do the left knee now. Go ahead and put your foot down and slide your foot all the way back as far as possible, keeping it on the floor. Make sure we keep it straight though, you don't want to be angled off. Okay, we're going to go ahead and place fulcrum here with the epicondyle of the femur. The stationary arm is going to be with the greater trochanter of the femur. And then we go ahead and place our other arm to get our measurement with the lateral malleolus of the fibula. That's 123. Okay, go ahead and stand up. I'm going to go ahead and bring this chair over so we can do our left ankle. Go ahead and sit there again. Okay, so let's let our foot hang. Let me get on the inside here. You get outside here. We're going to line our fulcrum up again with the lateral malleolus. Our stationary arm with the fibula. Go ahead and flex your foot up as high as you can. This is for our dorsiflexion. We're going to line our other arm here parallel with the fifth metatarsal. That gives the reading of 6 degrees. Same thing, we're going to get our dorsiflexion. So we're going to find that lateral malleolus again. Wait, no, just say regular. Line up here with the fibula. Now flex down. Keep this parallel. And that gives us our 36. And that concludes all of our joints, our shoulder, elbow, hip, knee, and ankle, and the sit and reach test.